So we've come to the end of our 2020 vacation videos. We felt it was appropriate to end this with Devil's Den State Park, because that park kind of bookended our whole trip. We spent the first weekend there as well as our last weekend when we came back home. So the first weekend we were there, we were in Site 86, which was a nice site. Unfortunately, that weekend we really didn't get a chance to explore the park too awful much, just because we had other things that we were wanting to do in that area, and we knew we'd be back there the next weekend. We did learn a couple things though that first weekend when we were there. One, that park had the, in our opinion, worst procedure for COVID safety in the bathrooms that we had ever seen. The loop that we were in was kind of a figure 8 loop, so there's kind of 2 loops, and there was a restroom in the middle section as well as on one end. So what they would do is, on even days, one restroom was open, and odd days, the other restroom was open. And it didn't have a set time as to when they would switch, so you were, throughout the morning, hunting to figure out, okay, is this bathroom open? Is the other bathroom open? And either way, it didn't make a whole lot of sense, so instead of having 2 bathrooms open, you're now forcing everybody in this campground to go to one bathroom. So, yeah, it didn't make any sense at all to us. The other thing that we figured out was that the payphone in the campground was not just for looks. If you didn't have some kind of booster, you were getting no cell service down there. And it was funny because it was actually the first time in a very long time that I've actually seen somebody using a payphone. So the following weekend we ended up in site number 83, which was just kind of diagonal from where we had stayed in the previous weekend. I have to say this is probably one of the nicest sites that we've stayed in all summer. It had 2 levels, the camper stayed up top, and down below is where your picnic table was, and directly behind there was a stream. It was a really neat site. So our second weekend there was completely dedicated to exploring the park, since we really didn't get an opportunity to the previous weekend. We quickly discovered it was a very popular park, and there were quite a few people there, even outside of the people camping there. And the park offered quite a few amenities, I think some of which were closed due to COVID, such as there was a swimming pool there which was closed down, and some of the shelter houses looked like they were closed down. But other than that, like I said, there's still quite a few people there. One thing I will say, if you want your experience there at Devil's Den to look like it does in the pictures, you may want to pick the right time of the year. We got down there after seeing pictures of these waterfalls, one which is a spillway off the lake, and we get there and it's just barely dripping down, so you can see what the picture looked like and what we experienced. So Bagheera and I took the opportunity on Saturday to go explore the Devil's Den Trail. We figured out pretty quick that was a popular trail when we got to the parking lot, and there were people directing traffic in and out of the parking lot. But once we got on the trail, it really wasn't too bad. There was quite a few people, but it was spread out enough to where you really didn't notice it too much. So the trail was really neat, and there are several cave type features to see there, and people were going down in and exploring those some. I will say, kind of like I said before, your experience will probably depend upon the season, as there's one waterfall on the trail that we really wanted to see, and it was not flowing at all. So there again, here's what the picture shows, and here's what we saw. So it wasn't bad, but just not what we were expecting. So I hope you enjoyed our look at Devil's Den State Park, as well as all of our 2020 vacation videos. If you haven't seen all of those, I will put a link up above to the playlist that has the rest of those videos as well. Stick around if you want to see the drive-through of the campground, because I will have that at the end of the video. And as always, I thank you so much for watching this, and we will see you in the next one.